What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hustle Kitchen podcast. I'm your host, Hussein Husseini, with my co-host, Omar Rana. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and do all that good stuff if you enjoy what we do. Today, we have an amazing guest, Amena Saltanat, who actually teaches us. I was mind blown today. Like, if you want to learn what energy exercise is, how to raise a special needs child in this environment, and why she opened up her business during Corona. Amena, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to come here and get my message through.
No worries. What's been going on with you?
A lot. I think I'm one of those people who made the most of Corona since the last year.
That's good.
Yeah, I started my business.
You started your business?
Yeah.
So during Corona,
Yes.
you're like, this is the time for me. So I'm intrigued. A lot of people are going to say that was an insane or difficult decision. What spurred you to it?
It's a long story. It started when I was young and I had my back surgery and I was in a lot of pain. Actually, I have a passion for dance and wellness. I'm inspired by my father and I was into it as a hobby, as for myself only. But when I had to go through a back surgery and I was in a lot of pain and I was going through the rehab, one day I was just sitting and I just prayed to God that, God, please, take this pain from me, and I promise you I will help as many people and I will try to take this pain from their lives as much as I can. So that's...
As a payback?
Yes.
Amazing.
Payback, yes. And that's where I decided that there is more to it. I wasn't born with this passion just like that. I have a soul purpose, and that day I found my soul purpose, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the big lead up. What is the passion?
That was my question. What is the passion?
It's dance, fitness through dance.
Fitness through dance.
Yes,
Oh, that's pleasant.
Because as I told you that, I was inspired by my father, who was a fitness guru, I would say. And I was following him everywhere. He taught me how to swim. He taught me how to jog properly, how to walk properly. So it started from there. And I realized that, in the different genres of fitness, like, some people like body weight, some people like, different kinds of fitness. My passion was dance. So I incorporated dance with fitness. Because whenever I started it and whenever I used to dance, I used to feel very happy. And I used to feel very free, and, I used to feel that, my energy is back, and I was able to do a lot of other stuff and make other people happy. And when you're happy and you meet a happy person, the happiness doubles.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Absolutely.
That's a nice way of saying it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm going to start saying that.
I remember when I was happy. You were happy, weren't you?
So it's the concept of doubling, shifting the energy. So then I had a studio in Pakistan when I was living in Pakistan, and we had to move to Saudi, so I had to shut it down. When I came to Bahrain, it was my dream to start it here again.
How long did you have the studio for in Pakistan?
I had my studio for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Before that, I was working for a studio where I got my training for Bollywood choreograph aerobics instructor.
So you do that?
Yeah.
So this is Bollywood dancing you're doing in Bahrain.
Yes.
This must be incredibly popular. People seem to really enjoy that genre.
They are, but
Here's the but.
The concept is very interesting. It's very attractive. But people need to realize that it's not a skill we are teaching. Like, I get member calls and they say, oh, but we are a beginner.
Mm.
And I tell them, you have to begin from somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to begin from somewhere.
This is like really interesting because ever since I was young, I always wanted to learn salsa dancing.
Okay.
Really?
I actually did, yes. And I still do, by the way. But I went to one class in London when I was living there. And they're just like one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back. I'm like, am I going to do this for the next like 4 weeks?
I think you went to a bad class.
No, I mean, no.
I've been to a bachata
because
class
it's like
and
what
stuff
she
like
said. Like you got to start from somewhere, right? I'm a horrible dancer, by the way. So it was like one step forward, one step back. I just got bored and I left.
See, this is one of the things. Some people, you know, they like to be very disciplined while dancing. Like they like to stick to the rules. And some people, they like me. My favorite genre is contemporary, where you're very free, you know, moving free, no rules, no 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But I love salsa also, because once you learn it, then once you master it, you go with the flow.
Yeah, I must admit, I had other intentions in mind. I was just like, I look at salsa dancing as a great way to meet women.
That's it.
That was literally like it.
So you
Just
could
being
have just
honest.
said there.
I'm just being honest.
He's being honest, Omar. And that, as Omar said, you were in a wrong class. You should have joined contemporary or something like that, because
Makes sense.
for you didn't want to learn it by heart. You just wanted to have fun.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I tell people it's not a skill we are teaching.
Yeah.
It's a concept of fun with fitness, or fitness with fun. So you can get fitter every day while having fun. And
How does the fitness come into it? Is it because like dancing is like burns calories, or like what is
everything. If you realize the power of dance and the power of music, you know, you would be dancing all the time.
Yeah, I remember I did a bachata class.
What's bachata, by
It's
the way?
like-
I don't
it's
even know
like
what
Salsa
that
is
is.
also a form of Latin dance.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was with people about at least 10 to 15 years younger than me. And that was the moment I felt that dancers exercise when I was not doing very well. After about
tiring
20
you
minutes,
out.
oh my God. And they were all fine. And we did a move, and I basically stayed on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, this is proper
Yeah,
exercise.
yeah.
You just don't know until
Did
you
you
do
go
it.
back for the second?
I
I didn't.
did I go back for the second? Yes.
You did.
But we had private classes. We invited them to us.
But let me ask you a question though. What made you go there in the first place?
I'm really open to trying new experiences. I try not to say no to something until at least I've had the experience of it.
Who motivated you to go there?
A group of friends, who, unfortunately, all of them happen to be at least close to professional dancing or have competed in
wow.
dancing, except for me in that group.
Okay.
Wow.
So they were all doing lovely.
Okay.
You all know who you are.
Wow.
Okay.
And see, dance, as you asked me, what are the benefits, right? So there are physical benefits, then there are emotional benefits, then there are spiritual benefits. So
Spiritual.
Let me just tell you something about myself. I'm a Bollywood choreograph aerobics instructor. Then I'm a level 2 group fitness instructor, and I'm a pranic healer also.
You're
what?
Pranic healer.
What's that?
It's I work on energy body.
Oh, no way,
Chakras
man.
and chakras and
That's so cool.
And you've combined all
Yes.
these elements.
yes,
Is it common for that stuff to be combined in that way?
it can.
I mean,
easily.
like, is this common in the world? Would you see
it's
places?
common.
Do other people in Bahrain do this?
Yeah, basically.
Not really.
So it's pretty unique. You can do the whole bits together.
Yes.
So I personally, I'm very interested in the energy element. I'm very much a hippie in that side. I believe in energy and all of that side. What's your approach with this energy? How to like notice it? How to self-soothe? How to grow it? What's your jam?
Okay, so see, we all are energy, even the table, even the glass, each
Yes.
and everything, because we are connected to universe, which is energy.
Yes.
And I don't want to bring religion in it, because it doesn't have to do anything
Sure.
with it. It's scientifically proven that
Everyone
we are all
believes.
energy.
Everyone believes it, regardless of religion.
We
by
are
the way.
all religion, right? So the thing is that, you know, we all have energies, and we have chakras in our body, which is an energy body. Like we have organs in our physical body, we have chakras, which are organs for our energy
Can you
body.
just explain what a chakra is?
That's
I've
right.
heard this word before. But
Okay,
what
so-
is it?
So they are organs of energy body. And there are millions of chakras, but the major chakras are 6 or 7. So the Reiki works on 7 chakras, pranic healing works on 6 chakras. So basically I can see your energy now.
Can you see something now?
Yeah, and there I can see the energy, you know, and even you can see
Is
if
it
I
good or
teach you.
bad?
No, yeah,
That-
what's our energies? Are they different?
I want to know as well.
That's a big misconception, and everyone asks me this. Oh, how's my aura? Which is called the aura, right?
Yeah.
How's my aura? Is it negative? Is it positive? And I tell them that this is a misconception because nobody has a positive or a negative aura. It's just thin or thick aura.
Okay,
And
what's the good one?
the more thicker aura you have, the better it is.
So you know what we're going to ask next. How thick or thin is this aura right now?
Good auras. And there is a actually chart of frequency which we are vibrating.
Yes, resonance harmonics.
Yes.
I have thought about this topic beyond what you could imagine.
No way.
Resonant harmonics is like the most interesting thing. If you really went into what this means in life.
Yes. And, when the members come from my dance class, I do their energy blocks. Even they don't realize it. When they are dancing, they are releasing their energy blocks. And I have members who start crying in my class.
Oh, really?
And first of all,
just spontaneously?
Yeah. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, what have I done wrong? I'm asking my trainer, what did you do? And she's like, no, we had to stop the music. And we were like, are you okay? And she was like, I'm just too overwhelmed.
Far out, man.
Yeah.
Through the dance.
Yes.
That's interesting.
I know a little bit about energy because my sister is obsessed with it.
Oh,
right?
yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, this is her thing, right? So she's all about energy and good or bad and trying to heal and all of this stuff. You know what I mean? I've never experienced it through dance. I mean, I know, for example, we don't want to bring religion into it, but I know, for example, with Sufism and other spiritualities, they're very much energy focused.
Even the religious book we teach, every word has. You see children doing, when they're reading their religious books, we are going like this, or we are moving in a certain. So it's the energy which is making them move of the words we are saying. When we're reading our religious book, whatever it is, Quran, Bible.
That's so interesting. There's you touched on something there where there's some things that I've been listening to some podcasts that are quite similar, close to this topic.
Okay.
And there's some things that are just part of you because you're human. There was a study where they gave a competitive task to two groups of people, and one of them, they were just people. And then, they were all people. One of them they could see. One of them they were able to see visually. They were unimpaired.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And in the other group, they were congenitively blind, so they'd never seen anything.
Okay.
And when they completed the task to celebrate, do you think they celebrated in different ways or the same way with gestures?
Same way.
The same way.
That's crazy. And they couldn't see. And they couldn't see.
They're congenitively blind, so they've never seen.
Yeah.
But they celebrate because there's something in us that's just part of the human experience.
Yes.
There's ways of seeing this come alive. Yes. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for understanding. And that's what I've been trying to tell people, that it's just not a dance workout studio. It's a whole wellness concept,
This is totally different. Now I understand where your struggle is in to communicate what it is that the dance studio does.
How do you elevator pitch that? How do you say that in 30 seconds to someone? Like, here's what's up.
This is why she's been calling me, to know how to tell the story.
But my vision, which I have written, and which I'm going to go and get it framed and put it in my studio now, that, I want to attain optimal spiritual, physical, and mental health by giving people tools to obtain that. We give them tools, through which they can use those tools and they can get those at those health levels. So when people come to me sometimes for my yoga class,
You do yoga classes as well?
Yeah, I've been everywhere. I've tried everything, but I don't like to do it all myself because I'm not a certified yogi.
Okay.
But I tell them that, I've done my basics in yoga. There are so many wonderful yoga teachers who are doing this job already. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to bring them to my studio. So that
Where is your studio, by the way?
It's in Janabia. It's in Janabia, the new strip mall, which is the park.
The one with the Starbucks?
Yes, the Starbucks.
It's near your own house,
there's
right?
no, there's no Starbucks.
Oh wait, no, Janabia.
There's Costa, Al Jazeera.
There's an Ostra there? Anyway, and it's not a geographical.
There's RBA, Royal Bahrain, and Jazeera.
Right.
So it's
on the
Janabia.
camel,
Anyone who wants to find
It's,
this is Janabia.
It's
At the
in
park.
At the park.
At the park.
Where,
Oh yeah, okay. This is near the post office. This is on the Camel Highway,
Yeah,
Camel Farm Highway.
Yes.
We're not doing the geographical.
saying
Everyone can
people
go
don't
on
know.
the
The
location on
Camel
Google.
Camel Farm Highway. We got there. We got there. Camel
Actually,
Farm
we are
Highway.
advertising, RBA, Jazeera, if you're listening, you have to pay us,
Yeah.
please.
So how do you explain this story to your audience?
I tell them that we are not giving you a skill, we are giving you tools for your lifetime. And Fitness 365, the name, is all about it. You don't have to. Fitness is way of life, which has to be in your life for 365 days.
You know, one thing, just as from my opinion,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you agree or not, but like because Fitness 365, it sounds like a gym. If I just hear the
actually
name.
thought it was a gym talking
Yeah.
about being
Okay.
open all
Yeah.
year.
So because of the name, like I assume it's a gym. And then speaking to you now, I'm like, wow, this is some amazing thing. I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect, right? Between the brand and what you actually do.
So I think that's you've brought an interesting challenge. I'm going to throw down a gauntlet to you, Hussein.
Yeah.
We've heard the Is there more to this, by the way? I feel like there might be even more.
Just
I'm
the
gonna throw you the
introduction
gauntlet down.
introduction is finished. Like, what is the vision
Yeah.
and the mission behind it? But of course, there's so much I can tell you. Like, my concept of bringing the masterclass first time in Bahrain.
Sorry, what is a masterclass?
Okay. The master class is a class which is given by the master itself of that specific field.
Okay.
And my idea of bringing the concept is that, I have been to so many gyms, and sometimes I go for my health reasons when I'm not able to have my studio. And sometimes I go to learn. I want to adopt the good things and the bad things from the trainers, so that I don't make the same mistakes. Or if I adopt something good, I would like to imply. But no, I don't do that. But sorry, your question was?
No, the masterclass,
Yeah,
right?
the masterclass, yes. So sometimes it happens that, if I am a member and, I look up to some class ad and I think, oh, this is for me, I go and I pay a membership fees. And then when I start taking the class, as you went to the salsa class, and you realize it was not for you, right? I hope you didn't pay the membership fees. So
No, it was they always give a free first session.
oh,
right?
lucky you. No, I don't give that. I will come to that also. Why I don't give a free trial session. I will come to that also. But people can just have the master class by paying a small amount of money.
How many classes are there in this masterclass? Like how many different?
Just one for 1 hour.
Which activity?
It depends. Like, I will be having a master class over body weight and plyometric and kickboxing workout. Okay. I had some master classes for yoga teachers.
So you have how many activities? That's what I mean.
Just one. One trainer in one master class.
Yeah.
And that trainer is a master of his field.
Okay.
So people can join by paying a small amount of money. They come. It's like a teaser of the class they will be experiencing. It's a direct connection with the trainer. The trainer also get to know the member. Also, they have a Q&A. Like the members can ask the instructor directly what they should be experiencing, what are their concerns, why they want to join this class, what will they get, is it okay for them to join the class? And once they are sure, then they can join the membership, give the membership and join the regular classes. So this was because in the regular classes, trainers are busy, members are busy, they don't have time for question and answers. Then I did a workshop on sound healing also.
Ooh,
and I'm planning to do that again.
Because
inshallah.
your belief with resonant harmonics and energy, I can see where you went that direction.
I don't know what sound healing is.
If you know resonant harmonics, my friend.
I don't know resonant
Sound
harmonics.
healing
Did
is...
you go to school in the... how do you not know
Apparently,
this?
I didn't go to school.
Really? So I know you're familiar with this. This is why I'm teasing you. I know we've had different conversations about stuff.
Maybe I don't know the name.
You just
of
don't
it.
know the name. That's purely it.
Yeah.
Basically, everything vibrates
Okay.
Yeah.
at a frequency.
All right.
We can have a whole discussion on this.
Okay.
Everything. And there's this crazy thing in science. If you know the frequency and something's oscillating, and you send a frequency, I think it's the opposite or the same or something, you can like break it with sound.
It's very interesting.
Learn something
And
new
we can
every day.
we can go on and on and on about, and there is you connect cord with other people, energetic cords. So in pranic healing, they teach us how to cut that cords, how to raise your vibrational frequency.
You can do this?
Yeah, of course.
Like you can physically do that?
Yes.
Like give it a small example.
Okay.
Like how would I raise my
Is
vibrations?
this something you can show us now, something that we can do, or is this like stuff you need to do over time?
That's a good
You
question.
have to master your mind, basically. It has a lot of to do with your subconscious and conscious mind. So you can raise your energy now by doing something which you love to do.
Okay.
And especially also activities which raises the endorphins, like exercise, dance, workouts, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes, we are down, but our friend comes and we watch a good movie and we go out and we have fun,
And you feel
and
good.
immediately you feel lift up, right?
Yeah.
So that's your increase, but that has to maintain. And for maintaining that, you have to train yourself, your mind, like, you have to be peaceful from inside.
So do you have a class? You have a class on making you feel good all the time.
Sorry?
So you actually teach people how to feel
yes.
good all the time,
Yes.
without the movie, without the gym,
Yes,
without the
yes.
whatever,
So
by training your mind.
I feel
Yes.
like Fitness 365 needs a tagline. It's
It-
going to support
it's-
this narrative. There's not enough there.
It's
you know.
missing,
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I know that something is missing. Why people can't? And I tell myself, maybe my concept is ahead of time. There are so many factors which are.
It does feel. I don't know if it's ahead of time. I think it's just.
It is ahead of time for its place,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. It's not ahead of time around the world.
Oh, this,
But in
I've never even
Bahrain-
heard of this in London.
You have a lot of spiritual
Not
people.
the way
It's a big
she's doing
thing.
it together in
Yeah.
one thing.
And that's my
Yeah.
vision also.
Yeah.
Like Fitness 365, Bahrain, London, New York,
Yeah.
Dubai. That's my vision.
I just really don't like the name. I'm sorry. Like I would love it if it was a gym.
Okay, Hussein, I will change it.
Well, I'm going to throw this in my gauntlet.
like even in Janabia, there's what is it like everyday fitness or fitness 24/7 or
I
something
actually
like
thought
that.
it was that one.
In Mikado,
Yeah.
right? What that gym is called?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
something
just
like that.
assume it's
Yeah.
something like that.
So
yeah.
here's my gauntlet to you, Hussein.
yeah,
If you could do one actionable thing
yeah,
with this brand
yes.
within let's
Without
be
change,
reasonable.
without changing the name.
Without changing the name, you could do one actionable thing.
Yeah,
And I mean one. It doesn't have to be one line. I mean,
Yeah.
give it a 3 to 5 hour task.
yeah,
So you're doing one thing over 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
That's going to help improve the way that consumers understand
Yeah.
this beautiful thing we've
Yeah.
just
Thank you so
heard,
much.
this
Thank you.
concept.
yeah.
What would that be? And that's my challenge to you. and
My
then I'll come
my
back
my,
with
my first
idea.
thing before I go into it, like my immediate thing,
Okay, go on.
right, is two things. One, obviously, like what we're trying to do here is by letting her tell her story.
Okay.
Because how can you explain it otherwise? You know what I mean? With
I feel like that's cheating.
with just
Using
words,
the
it's a bit
podcast
cheating.
as
It's a
part
bit
of
no,
your-
it's a bit cheating. No. But I'm saying. But my second thing
Actually,
is.
it's
But
very
my
nice.
second thing is like I was really inspired when you said people were crying in the class, and I would love to talk to these people and get a testimonial as to why they were crying in this class. What does this mean to them?
So that's how you're going to spend your 3 to 5 hours.
That is how I'd
If
spend
they're
my time.
willing to come up on the media, that's another barrier I
Obviously. But I mean,
Definitely.
like, what better way to explain it than from the horse's mouth, as they say?
That's interesting. I'll do it slightly differently.
Mm.
I like what you've said though. UGC, user generated
Yes.
content, very powerful stuff.
Absolutely.
I think I'll take it a different way. I think having heard your challenge, I would say you need to coin a phrase.
Mm.
For example, with one of my companies, Ola, I coined the phrase psycho advertising, which is psychographic advertising.
Okay.
And that wasn't the thing until I made it a thing.
Wow.
Because so I equally had, I could explain to people it's all of this. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a thing, and then I'm changing my conversation. What is that? When someone asks you to explain something, they're more open to the answer rather than you saying, by the way, I'm about to give you a 15-minute lecture into my business that you didn't ask for.
Yeah.
But if they ask you to explain, I've heard this thing.
Yeah.
So I would write down a brief of what your thing is, and I would find a very short way, like a
Okay.
word that you're going to create that
Wow.
does this.
Wow.
And then
That's
you say,
intelligent.
we are this. And what is this? Oh, okay, I'm glad you asked me this. And then you've got a short narrative that follows that.
Wow.
But you need to give it a direction that somebody, because no one's going to explain this that way.
Yeah, exactly.
But if say, oh, Hussein, I met this lady who does energy exercise. Like,
I'd be like,
I've
what,
never
what,
heard
the,
of
what the hell is
That's
energy
what I
exercise?
energy exercise.
Yeah. And by the way,
The alliteration. You
I
know,
lo-
alliteration's powerful. Alliteration is when the first letter of of the words repeats, and it makes something more memorable. Energy.
Yeah.
Exercise.
I love what you're doing there, and I can really affirm to it because, like recently when I went to Turkey, I got this tattoo on my hand.
Oh, what does it say?
Immediately, it's an icebreaker. People, exactly, they're going to be like, "What does it say?" And then that turns into a conversation,
Okay.
and then it goes on and on. It's just randomly everywhere I go.
See, this is my company, Olo, creating conversations.
Wow.
You need people to
Creating conversations. You don't use that. You don't use that as your slogan. You should.
It is also so good.
Is it creating
Okay.
conversations?
Creating
I like that.
conversations,
I like
yeah.
that.
So
I like that.
alliteration,
I like
a
your
lot of
ideas,
my
yeah.
ad work comes in alliteration, how
Wow.
the customer, the consumer behavior, the mindset, but you want people to be open to your narrative.
Yes.
So I think you should treat your business like it's your client.
And can I say something? The term spiritual is just thrown around so much these days that like everyone's like, oh, spiritual this, spiritual that, spiritual, like martial arts becomes spiritual. You're actually spiritual. And the word is not doing you justice at the moment.
I wouldn't use the word spiritual
Because it's so common.
It's lost its
It's so
value.
mass.
It's
Yeah,
lost
it's
its
lost
value.
it.
It's been
It's lost,
used in a
yeah.
way
Yes.
that's
Yes.
harmed
There's
it.
different people,
Yes.
and there are people who are doing all kinds
People
of odd
misusing
stuff.
it. People misusing it.
Misusing it on the media. They are doing weird kind
Yeah.
of stuff in the name of.
I would go for something like energy exercise, for example, and then if you've got the
I
money,
like energy exercise.
Yeah.
and then if you've got the money, trademark it. It's going to cost like 100 BD, 200 BD. Not hard to
Wow.
trademark it. Now you've got something because you said what I'm looking at is your short term, medium term, and long term. Long term, you said you want to be in multiple countries, so you need to have IP behind your brand. And if you're really making something novel and new and interesting, and you're packaging it together, you need to be able to repackage that for
Wow.
other people. So having a trademark on there, easily understandable,
Yeah.
you're starting to build the blocks to a brand.
Wow, that's very powerful.
So Amna, Corona.
Yes.
Most people would be like, let me hide at home. You decide to open up a whole business, which actually requires public attendance. What happened there?
As I said, my mission is to de-stress people, to bring happiness in their lives and their moods. So all of my friends and my family were, are you crazy? Like, you are opening now when people are shutting down businesses. And I had read somewhere that, if you start a business with the intention of making money, there are chances that it's not going to give you money. So I never had that intention of making money. And then I saw the frontline workers, doctors, nurses, our army, police, they are helping. So I just thought, how can I help, what is in me which I can offer people? And because I was looking for a place, and I said, this is a very good time. Why not now? It is now or never, I will keep thinking about it. There's never a right time to start your passion and to offer people something to help them. So I said, this is the best time because people are so stressed, they're depressed, they're at home. And I know business will take time. I know it will take time. People will take time to come to my studio. But I will keep calling them. I will not give up. I will not give up. I'm not going to give up.
That's amazing because there is obviously one clear benefit of opening a studio during Corona, not the business side, but rent should be cheaper technically because no one's opening things up. So I had a very good friend of mine. He opened up a nightclub during Corona whilst everything's shut, just because he got an amazing deal on the property, knowing that one day we'll get out of this and I will have this amazing deal.
Which country?
In Bahrain?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was also under consideration. Like, I was considering that, this can be a good time because I might get a good deal. But, the rent, unfortunately, is not very cheap.
Okay.
Sorry. But again, it was affordable. I thought it will be higher, but when I went there and they did bargain also because of the Corona. But, the main purpose was to start something which, I can help people. Everybody's giving him what is the purpose of my life.
Yeah.
And, if God has gifted me with a talent, why should I not use it?
So once your studio was shut, because obviously every physical place was shut for a while, did you do anything virtual at that time? Like
I'm
with
sorry.
your clients?
I don't believe in it.
Nothing. Okay.
No. I did asked them, because if they were willing, but they said, no, we really love to come to the studio and do it. Also, I'm sorry, with due respect to all the trainers who are doing online training, they must be good at it, but I consider that I cannot take that risk, because if a member is in front of me and they are doing something wrong which can hurt them, I can correct them. But online, when you are doing, you cannot go and correct their posture or,
Yeah, I mean, funnily enough, I was thinking more because you seem like a spiritual healer as well. And I was thinking like just having conversations with those clients. But I wanted to talk to you about something. You mentioned special needs before.
Yeah.
What does that explain?
Okay. So I have a son, mashallah, who's born with special needs. And when he came into my life, initially it was like, focusing too much on his early intervention and, how can we help him? And then, going into studying the body anatomy, like if I go to the doctor now, they ask me, are you a doctor? I'm like, thanks to my son, I'm not, but, I know a lot of stuff now. So it's like a bubble wrap, Hussein, Omar, the more you play with it, and it's like a Pandora box, the more you open it, the more you explore it, you find, there's so much else. And then, I've been working with special need kids, like volunteer, and I've been volunteering for some organizations in Pakistan. I've been working as a counselor for parents from Pakistan in Bahrain, and also some South Asian countries, So I realized that, I realized it with my son also, that poor kids, when they are born, since then, they have been ordered, they have been expected to do certain things, make a routine, like robots, And besides that, they have to go through the pain of treatments, medications. Like my son was born 1.08 kgs.
Wow. I don't know, is that a lot or a little?
That's a little.
Okay. And he had, when he was in the NICU, he had needles all over his body.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't stop there, because after that, so many tests and everything. So one day I realized that, he's a human being. He has his emotions, and he's very expressive. He's such a cutie pie. He has his emotions. So how would I feel if all the time I'm told, get up, sit down, sleep, eat, go to school, come back? So since then, it's been so many years, I left. If he says, I don't want to go here, khalas, unless it's school or, like that. And I saw some major improvement. And then, so when I started my dance studio, and then also what happens that, everything is for the perfect kids, You look at the magazines, summer camps for the perfect kids. Dance classes for the perfect kids. This course for the perfect kids. What about my not so perfect kid, He needs it more. So I had decided that whenever I'm going to start something, like a studio or something, I'm gonna get my children on board. And I offer once a week special needs class, which is very, very cheap. And the guardians, family members, siblings, carers, they are free.
So what happens in this class? Is it like dance, or what's the jam?
They just dance with the trainers, with their family members, of course, because it's very overwhelming for them sometimes to be with new kids or new people. So if they see one of their family member, they're very comfortable.
I'm going to introduce you to someone I respect a great deal who works with in a similar field.
Oh, okay.
Name's Besma. What's up, Besma?
What's up, Besma?
We're going to have her on, actually. I've got to speak to them and see her soon.
Oh, wow.
And I think you two might have something where you can collaborate in some way.
Wow, I would love to. I would love to. I'm actually, working with my team. We are a vocational. We have a team here. It's a group actually, Special Family Support, and we are volunteer, and we work for charities, and we celebrate Autism Day and everything. So we are trying to open a vocational center for young adults actually, because after they reach their plateau, they don't study, they can't, and then we are trying to put them in a vocational center where they can learn skills and sell their stuff, and the money will go to them. So I'm working on that. And so this is the thing that, in my studio, they come and they just dance. And of course, it's an energy exercise, as you said. I'm going to use this. Thank you so much. So it's amazing for them, It's so powerful especially for autism and, other. It's such a broad, spectrum. And the way the music, you can actually enter into their world through music. You know how they're feeling, and when they see their parents or their siblings doing the same thing with them, it's a very strong bond they start making.
Do you feel that positive energy when they're doing that dance? Like with autism, I've been watching this Netflix series, The Good Doctor. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, we love that.
I love that show. I love it.
Yeah.
He's an autistic doctor.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's a doctor who's autistic and not very old. He's a young guy,
Yeah. And super smart, just awkward socially, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so it really touched my heart, to be honest. Are there many activities for special needs kids in Bahrain?
There are a lot of activities which are happening now, which is very good. But again, the problem arises with the support system. We are not equipped properly. The trainers are not there. Therapists who are working, they have worked hard and they charge good money. Yeah. So there is no free schooling.
I don't mean like schooling. I mean like just
activities
fun things for them to do.
Not really.
Not really.
Either they are celebrated on days like Autism Day or something, but not an ongoing thing.
Not an ongoing. So you can't just take your kid out to here or there.
Yeah, no. And then the social barriers come, because we face a lot of complaints from the parents that, the children are behaving in a different way, and then the people are coming up to them and telling them that, you should keep your child at home.
Far out.
Oh, yes. Well, people actually say this?
Yes.
Oh, man.
So awareness, and one of my mission is to create awareness. So I'm writing a book on a journey with myself. It's an upcoming book. It's called it's like Manifest Differently Abled. So I have written all my experiences, and I was divinely guided for that also, for the book.
Interesting.
You were what, sorry?
I was divinely guided,
Divinely guided.
Yeah.
I love
to write that.
You should call the book Divinely Guided.
That would be such an amazing name.
Yeah, but it takes the book to another, but like Manifest Differently Abled. So I've written there, the other problems, the parents, and it's a guidance for new parents. It's a reminder for the old parents. Yeah. And it's more for people who have no exposure with special need kids or special need adults or any member, because if we have a special needs member in our family, we are already exposed. We know how to do that. Yeah. But it's more for the people who are not exposed, actually. So they know how to behave with them,
I actually have an uncle who just passed away, God bless his soul, who had Down syndrome.
Okay.
And so I saw how his parents and my aunties, uncles, the things they had to go through till the end, like it's not easy at all.
Yeah. But it's not easy, but it becomes your normal because there is no, normal is a very relative term. Like
it is relative.
For me, my son is like, we have a normal routine with him, It's very normal for me now, so I would say that it's not difficult, but when God gives you some tests, He gives you the strength also. But the difficult thing is that the outside factors, not the inside.
The public. What is your advice to parents who have a special needs child?
Okay. My advice is to accept your child first if you want others to accept your child, If you won't accept your child, then the others will not accept your child.
So wait, there's people who are not accepting their child?
No, not unconsciously, subconsciously, I would say subconsciously, because see, I will give a small example.
Please.
If we go somewhere with a kid, they are like, they are delayed and they have different
routines,
syndromes and routines, and they have different way of expressing themselves.
Sure.
So if a boy who is like 18, 19 years old and he's tall and broad, and he's acting like a 5 to 6 year old child, of course it will be very odd for other people to look at it. So what happened when I go with my child out, and he's not a very big boy, that's a blessing in disguise also. So he takes out certain kind of noises, which is his way of expressing. And it's very odd for the other people. So sometimes they get scared also, and they look at it like this, they get shocked or they get scared. And then when they look at us, and when they look at me, I'm composed. It's okay, he's fine, And, I'm just carrying on with my own routine with him, So then they say, okay, this must be normal for her. So there's nothing to be worried or scared.
Makes sense.
If I start getting...
if you panic, they panic.
Or, if I start feeling shy or try to hide my child or, try to take him from the situation, then other people will also not accept your child.
I can only assume that takes a great amount of strength to get to that place. Not having children, I'm assuming that must have been tough at the start.
It does. It comes with time. It comes with stubborn. You have to be stubborn, basically. You have to tell people that, it's people, I won't judge them and I don't blame them but they have to realize that, every child is different. My child, I would proudly say, is one of the most well-behaved child when we go and sit in the gatherings, right? So if you're not bothered by your mainstream child who is, whining or, throwing tantrums.
I'm very bothered by
yeah.
those
By the way,
children
there's normal children who make scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
just screaming and complaining. It's my time to leave now.
Exactly. And my friends, who have special need kids, they have mainstream kids also, they're like, I think my other child needs therapy more than this child, but we don't realize it because we know that they are special needs. So we decide that, they are the reason for our, people reacting to us. So my message is accept your child fully. Yeah.
It's a nice message.
You've
had a lot of nice messages today.
Guys, check out Fitness 365.
Fitness.
Special needs classes, all other energetic type classes. If you're not checking it out today, you really got to go visit.
Oh, thank you so much.
In Janabia, we've established the camel farm.
Thank you so much.
Camel farm.
And I would like to offer you all to come and have a free class with me and experience it yourself.
Wait, you mean you all as in everybody or like you all?
Everybody that
should I? Anybody that wants to come.
No, you, Omar, and Hussein,
and our teams
and our team. Please come and experience the class yourself.
I would love to come, and I have one condition, Hussein.
What is that?
You have to do salsa.
Oh my God!
I'm going to be coming for yoga. Personally.
I have two left foots, by the way.
Well, that's what you were saying.
He does. You still do yoga every morning?
I try to.
Wow.
It's probably like sometimes, depending if I've got like crazy early shoot, like 3-4 times, if not every day.
Wow.
A week.
Listening to you're having 2 foot, you can't do yoga. The mind power is phenomenal. Your mind doesn't know the difference. I mean, your body doesn't know the difference what your mind is saying. So if I ask you right now to close your eyes and imagine that you're eating a lemon, your saliva will come out and you will feel the tanginess in your face.
I did a thought experiment on this. I'm going to have one last story that I'm going to share with you.
Sure.
People laugh at me. This is the same thing, like, not everybody believes in the things I believe in, but I believe the mind is a very powerful tool. Yeah. So as I've shared on some podcasts, I do thought experiments from a young age. And I had this question that came to me when I was about 9 years old. Do you remember the first time you went ice skating? Do you remember?
I've never done ice skating.
No.
You've never been ice skating? That's wild, man. Really? This in Bahrain?
I know.
It's available?
I just never got a chance.
Really? Oh, this would be good for you.
I know it was in Australia.
Yeah, but do you remember the
I
feeling?
don't remember like the first time.
No, your first
But
edition.
kind of,
Okay,
yes.
all right. So you'll have to go ice skating and you'll see where I'm going with this.
Okay.
But broadly, when I went ice skating, I was terrible at it for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I couldn't
Fell a
ice
few
skate.
times.
Fell a few times.
Okay.
And then after about 15 minutes, I was
Clinging onto the wall.
fine. Yeah, but after about 15 minutes, you were fine, right?
Yeah.
So in 15 minutes, it wasn't like you suddenly grew this ability that you didn't have. So I was like, that's interesting. How is it that not being able to do a thing and then 15 minutes later I can do this thing? This must all be in my mind. And some people will say that's confidence. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to call it confidence. My question was as a 9-year-old boy, what else can you do this with? Where you can't do a thing and then you just tell your brain and you fully accept and believe, I can now do this thing. So what can that, I was been looking for a thought experiment where I can test this in a safe manner. So, and apply this out and see if it's true. Can you just believe in something and then do it? So one day I was meditating. And this was like a long session. It's probably like a 2-hour meditation I was doing. It's for my set longer sessions a few times a year. Yeah. And so on this, I found a thought experiment. Because I'm just going to believe I'm flexible. Yeah. I've never naturally been very flexible. I have to spend a lot of time stretching, yoga, blah, 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 to get anywhere near flexible. You've seen me at these gatherings. I can't even sit properly.
You're totally not flexible.
Yeah. So an hour into this meditation, I found the way to understand and repeat the feeling in my mind of confidence of an action. And I was so, and there's witnesses to this.
You became flexible.
I not only became flexible, I was able to bend in half and put my nose to my knee.
No.
And the people were there.
I believe you.
People were there.
You broke a physical barrier through mental.
And I was
emission.
able to identify the muscles in my body through my mind and tell it to relax. Wow. And then I was just able to bend completely in half. It was amazing. It was amazing. Only time in my life.
People are told that they can never walk again after accidents or after strokes.
That's true.
And they
mentally don't accept that.
Yeah.
It's not accepting. You know what it is? You see, I'm poking you now. You can feel this. Your brain is feeling this. Yeah. You can recreate that sensation if you just tell your brain where that was.
Yeah. If you close your eyes and you feel tingling in your fingers, and then you feel tingling, that you imagine that, your toe is tingling, you will feel the tingling there. So it's like emotions are energy in motion, So what are your emotions? They are your energy in motion. So what you can think, you can do it. So the power of words and the mind belief. So I always tell my members that, if you really want to do it, you have to break that mental barrier first, then the physical barrier. Yeah. Your physical, you will not come physically to my studio unless you come mentally first.
Do you teach them? Nice. And that's amazing. Nice. Like, do you teach them how to do that mentally?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Amna, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on this podcast today.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
I've enjoyed it a great.
I really enjoyed it, guys. Whoever's not checked out Fitness 365, if you want to mix energy with fitness, with feeling good, you have to check out this place. I mean, look, how many places in Bahrain have this? None. Just check it out.
One.
No, and thank you so much, Omar and Hassan, for having me over and letting me talk. And
we'll have you back when you finish your book. You'll have to come back.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Which he mentioned, what the divine guide.
Divinely guided.
Divinely guided.
No,
but your actual name for the book is?
No, it's called Manifest Differently Abled.
Okay.
I actually manifest my child when I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching the show. We'll see you on the next podcast.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.